Hi, good morning, everyone. I'll just turn the sound down on my phone. Yeah, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's good to see you all, and welcome to another Escapement Show. Yeah, how you doing, guys? Great to see you. Yep.
Hey, boys.
Start saying rest in peace to Sly Stone. It's a family affair, and dance to the music, and to Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. Yeah, I met Brian Wilson on tour when he did his Pet Sounds, and he signed my mug for me and signed my back to pass. And yeah, well, an absolute genius.
He wrote most of their big tracks, didn't he, Brian Wilson?
Yeah, wrote most of them, but drug taste since the age of 18, probably. So he had a good innings at age 2. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. So we've got a good show coming up. Ben went to the Festival of Time in Waterford Island this year. I went on 2023, and it was amazing, mind blowing. Met Simon Brett, met Kai Voutilainen, met John McGonagal, met Andrea Strayer, a host of other people. Mind blowing. But we'll start with a quick watch check, shall we, guys? You're in the hot seat, JCB. We'll start with you, my friend.
Got this stupid background. Hopefully, you can see the Casio.
Oh, Casio, nice.
Yeah, I've got this new mod kit with the silver case with the black rubber. Thought I'd give that a go. So like $40.
Looks like an overseas, doesn't it?
Probably more like a offshore, I reckon.
Offshore, sorry, not overseas. Another factor on, isn't it? Yeah, offshore. Sorry, that's what I was talking about. Yeah,
it's cool. You can take
cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Not bad for $40. You can have fun with these things. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely, that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's it, man. So yeah, good watch for banging around the house and with the kids and all that good stuff.
Awesome, man. I bet Abdul's a fan of that, aren't you, Abdul? You muted. You muted, Abdul.
Yeah.
Abdul, you muted.
Sorry, yeah, I was just saying I had like 2 or 3 made exactly like these, but with different dials. And every time I post them on my Instagram, some guy like writes me, "Hey, bro, I really like them so much. Can you send them to me?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I send it over." And then I ended up selling it after like a couple of months.
Brilliant. So Ben, you're next up.
Yeah, this just to say, myself and JCB literally only arrived on this stream 2 minutes ago, so this absolutely wasn't planned. But I'm also
hey.
Saturday. Very
nice. Sunny, a nice summer watch. It could be a thing for a stream. Summer watches.
Yeah, a fun watch. Everybody needs a couple of fun watches in their collection, Tom.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's my one.
Love that yellow case is banging there.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Like, I mean, these watches are incredible. They don't break. They don't get damaged. They've got every function under the sun.
Yep.
And a cool light.
Yeah, Abdul, next up.
So I thought the theme of watches today is I'm trying.
Casio.
Another
G-Shock Square. G-Shock Square.
GW5600 mod. So basically, it's the case looks like an amalgamation between a Nautilus and a Royal Oak, because it has like a square, but it has the Royal Oakish bezel. I also put here a black ring around, so to mask all the Casio numbering and everything, and it's already has like an inverse LED display, so it's really like black on black.
Really stealth, black on black. Yeah, that's cool.
Love it.
Very cool.
Yeah, so keeping with the Irish watch theme, the Irish watch show, I'm wearing a brand called Siderius. I picked this up when for my 50th birthday. And this is a brand, this is the Noth watch. And it's a lovely one. It's got a lovely engraving inscription on the back saying a sky full of, what's it? The sun, the moon, and a sky full of stars. And it's in relation to the profile of the case is based on a Neolithic monument called Newgrange. And
cool.
I'll just bring up the site quickly.
Is that PVD or DLC coded, Tom?
DLC code, yeah.
Nice.
Yes, these watches here. Well, not those watches. Go on to the next tab. Yeah, these Siderius. So they're based. He does a moon phase. That was his first watch, and Brian. But he's on the board of this Festival of Time we're going to be talking about, and he does these lovely watches here, and this is the one I'm wearing. This Noth, and yeah, they're really nice watches. You check out his site and just giving him a little plug here. If you want to check out his watches, Siderius. So yeah, that was that. I just wanted to plug. Just wanted to plug also a YouTube channel I've been checking out daily with some really good live streams daily, and that is CQ the Watch Guy. I plugged him on the last show, and he's doing some really good live streams. I'll drop his link in the chat. And yeah, he used to work at Watchbox, worked at David SW. Now he's an independent consultant and some cracking stuff he does.
Did you say he's doing daily streams now?
Daily streams with somebody else he used to work with at Watchbox called Jay, and yeah, really well worth tuning into. Really well worth tuning into. Afternoon, they come on about 7 p.m. GMT, so it's about 8 o'clock Eastern time, Central European time. Sorry, about 2 p.m. Eastern Time USA, so probably not your time, JCB. You probably have to watch the replays, but yeah, he mixes up the topics, and he talks about all different variety of watches. So it's not just the type brands, he covers watch auctions and all sorts of stuff. So really good stuff. Thank you, lots of few people in the chat. We got Russell996, my man. Good to see Russell. C-Node, happy Saturday. One you see it. Guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Metal Jock, afternoon. Good to see you all. Right. Good to see Metal Jock. Looking forward to seeing you in Dubai in November. And Azza from Down Under. G'day, lads.
G'day.
Good to see you, Azza. Right, we're going to crack on. We hit 500 subscribers last show, and we got a competition. So we got a competition, and it's for this watch, the Tribus TRI-2 GMT 3 time zone. which was kindly donated by one of our viewers. So it's this watch.
And one of our good friends as well.
Yeah, one of our good friends. He wants to remain nameless, but one of our good friends. And so we've got seven entrants, only 7. So you stand a good chance, lads. And we've got the spinning wheel selector. So, so put your names in twice, guys, to make it a bit sort of better. So I've got Martin Lewis, Shane Finch, Shaquille Khan, Lamar Clark, Chili Badger, Urbanator, and Matty C. Now, shall I shuffle the names to... what I've done is I've put them in once and then just repeated them again. So as you can see there, you know, Lamar is opposite each other. They're opposite each other. Chili, Urbanator. Shall I shuffle them to make them more random, or should I just keep it like that?
Just keep it like that, mate. You set it up like that. Let's just do it.
Keep it like that. Okay, let's go for the spin. Drum roll. And...
Oh, come on.
Shaquille Khan.
Congrats, Shaquille. Nice.
Congrats, Shaquille. So, I'm just going to now put that into...
Shaquille Khan, what a cool name.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Sounds like a cricket player, a famous cricket player. Like Shaquille Khan, yeah. Is he a cricket player?
I think of Imran or Shaquille O'Neal, a basketballer.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the love child of Shaq and Imran.
So yeah, Shaquille, well, congratulations. If you just want to email us at the usual email address, that's explore2@yahoo.com. Yeah, well done. Yeah, thank you, Azza. Yeah, thank you. Hi, Junior. Good to see you, my friend. And
Junior, what up?
Yeah,
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see Joseph D. Good to see Skies and Boys, my friend. Good morning. Right, we'll crack on. I've got our photos to show. So, Ben, tell us about the International Festival's time in Waterford, Ireland.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, really, that you have that caliber of watchmaker in what is effectively a tiny city. It's not even, it's a town, really, Waterford in Ireland. I don't think they fully appreciate what they have in terms of the show that they're putting on. In that regard, you know, there was a couple of issues. I guess the venue was small, the lighting was poor, and it wasn't publicized enough. But aside from those issues, it was just incredible to be able to speak to the likes of Vianney Halter and the guy who was representing Chapek and all these incredible watchmakers from Ireland and across Europe. It was really unbelievable.
Yeah. Ludwig Balwad. And
yeah.
So just share some of the photos. I mean, we got Sherpa watches. They do silver or gold-plated dials, and they're run by Martin Klock, based in Germany. And the cogwheels of the movements are laser engraved with traditional Tibetan Buddhist mantras. A couple of them, aren't they? Commonly used in the Sherpa region. These watches are inspired by paying tribute to vintage any car Sherpa super compressor watches, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm glad you're giving the detail on it, Tom, because I'm more of a vibes man.
yeah, go for it.
Just these actually really caught my eye. They're a beautiful wear. They're not massively thin, but there's so much gone into it to make it look thin. It's one of those watches where the dial is kind of ever present and the crystal completely disappears. And he does a number of things to achieve that. Putting an AR coating on the underside of the crystal is one, but also on the outer circumference of the crystal, he uses a black metallic rim, which sucks all the light into that, so you get no reflections on the glass at all. But I really these retail, quite reasonably as well, somewhere between €6,000 and €8,000. And there's a very toolish range, and then there's a more luxurious range with this silver center. That the inner part of that dial is domed as well, and then there's a rose gold version as well. So there's a very toolish range, and then there's a more luxurious range.
Do you like these fellas?
Yeah, I love them. I love everything about them except the price. I think.
When I heard 6 to 8K, I was maybe
6,000 to 8,000 pounds. Fucking hell!
No, euros.
Oh, euros. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's still a big kick in the nuts, I tell you.
The Ultra Dive, I'm just looking at it here. €6,500. This Ultra Dive Moon, and then there's an Ultra Dive Sun as well with a rose gold finish on the center of the dial.
Yeah. Beautiful watches. I mean, I bumped into Martin at Watches and Wonders. In the Hotel Beau Rivage in an off-street shop. Excuse me. And he's a lovely man. He's so passionate about resurrecting this classic design, buying a car, their Sherpa watches. Martin Clock. Yeah, that was the best thing about the show, was being able to meet these guys and just how passionate they were about their craft, and lovely, like almost to the point like there was no sales element to it at all. It was just pure passion for what they were doing, for him bringing back the Enicar brand, and just some of the incredible technical innovations that he's used to make that watch as cool as it looks. Yeah, Asa agrees. Great looking watch, but FMD is expensive.
It's 20 bar, 200 meter water resistant as well. But it uses, I'm not sure it has a screw down crown, because he was telling me it uses the compression of the pressure of the water to seal it up. And that's what gives it its water resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So move on. Ludwig Balwad, the Upside Down. Now, this is a little video. It's a first watch created in 2009 using the caliber B01 in-house movement with 228 components. And each cross rotates each numeral. Your platinum case, Ludwig wanted to remind people most important time is a present, and that this watch embodied that. So you can see here, this is a reverse, and it's a regulator, and the numerals go from upside down to
it goes the right way up when it's on the hour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's such a unique complication. I first saw it, I think, in the world back in 2018, the last one, and he just had the first version of it out, and I was just like, wow, this is how nobody thought of this before. Like when you see something and you're like, wow, how nobody thought of this. This is so cool.
I think we might have we've pulled this up on a show before. I'm sure of it.
We have, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of the brand when went there first. And so when I saw it, I thought, okay, very, very cool case, lovely lugs, and the dial was a really deep royal navy. Loved the dial color and the depth to the color. But then when she started showing me the functionality and you see it up close like that, honest to God, it was like magic.
Yeah.
Because it happens so quickly. Like to actually think that this is a multi-hundred component mechanical watch and the numbers flick so quickly. And that's done 12 times around the dial. And obviously there's two changes. One of them has to go back to upside down. The other has to, every time that hour passes. It was mind-blowing. It was just pure magic. And obviously those numbers, they sit on circles. And it's the circle that rotates. But you can't see it. There's so little gap between the circles and the rest of the dial that it's like, honestly, it's like magic.
Yeah, they're really, I mean, I met Ludwig Balwad at the HCI show, and he's such a wacky guy, isn't he? Such a friendly,
he's like the
friendly, friendly sort of.
Yeah. Well,
he wasn't
had
there
to be
himself.
smoking something to come up with this. For sure.
Yeah. But an amazing watch. I mean, one of my favorite sort of quirky independent watches, to be honest with you.
It's so cool though, like it's just so traditional looking, like just a Breguet numerals, regulator, but then everything's upside down. Like it's fucking mind blowing. It's so cool.
So a dot appears under the numeral that's telling the time. That's the hour. That's reversed right way around to indicate which hour it is. So you can see everything. All the numbers are upside down apart from the 10. And then as he slowly cycles through, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Mind-blowing. So, on to Chapek. And this is the Place Vendôme Complicit Stardust style.
So good.
What did you think to Chapek then, Ben?
Yeah, look, their representative there was very cool. He gave so much time to anybody who went there. You could try on all the pieces. This one, in terms of an open work dual balance watch, caught my eye initially, and it's just an incredible piece of craftsmanship.
Yeah, you like look at this, JCB.
Oh yeah, man. I've been a massive fan of Chapek since sort of day one, really. And one of their first pieces was the Place Vendôme Tourbillon, which I've always been a big fan on. And so they've sort of on that line in the Place Vendôme line, they've brought this one out, their double regulator watch here. It's just dope, man. It's so cool. Like the double balance. It's really cool. Love it. Yeah, it's awesome.
You fan of it, Abdul?
Yeah, I really like it. It's very cool. It looks with the two balance wheels, the gears above, and the skeletonized working here just looks to me like how I want a skeleton watch. Like when I want to look at the watch, I want to see the movement. I want to see moving parts. I want to marvel at the highlight of the watch. And this watch gives you directly this when you look at it.
Yeah, really cool. I like Chapek. I mean, they're coming from the Patek and Chapek story of forming Patek Philippe, and now resurrected and come out with some great watches. This is more their niche stuff. They're known for the Antarctique and but these are more their dress watches. More my vibe, definitely. Lovely watch. Yeah. There's a little video on it here.
The balance wheel is in sync, Ben, when you were looking at it?
Yeah, balance wheel. There's I don't know how we technically described it, but there is a regulator that's taking the energy. It's kind of averaging the energy out from both balance springs to keep perfect time, essentially.
Wow. It doesn't work with the resonance, right? It's not a resonance watch.
I'm not sure of that now, to be honest, Abdul.
I don't think it is, Abdul.
Right.
No.
That has them to do it together, and it's more like a regulation of both together on one gear then.
Yes, I think that, yeah. That's my understanding of it.
That's nice.
So this is the back of the Chapek Antarctique where we saw the rotor.
It's just the detail that goes into these things, Tom. Like the rotor itself is domed; it's got a domed finish to it, and then there's a guilloche on it, and obviously it's made of rose gold. So just incredible levels of finishing.
So it's explaining it's a domed rotor, and it's hand engraved. So that was the back of the Antarctique Tourbillon Glacier Blue, which we've got a couple of pictures coming up of. What do you think to that watch, Ben?
Yeah, well, I mean, just as I say, the finishing from an independent or from these high level watchmakers is just something that you don't see across the brands. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, and this is one of your favorites, the JCB, the Fabo de Cracovie.
Yep, chronograph. Yeah,
chronograph.
Beautiful watch. Yeah, I love this line from Chapek, the chronograph. They've had it for a while now. Here they've got this new colorway, and they've got a new pattern of the engine turning on the dial as well. Yeah, really cool piece, man. Love it. This is if I had some big coin to spend on a chronograph, I'd probably grab maybe not this one with this colorway, but one of the earlier ones with the full blue is my jam for sure. Love this stuff.
Yeah. Beautiful watch.
The pattern the pattern on the engine turned guilloche on this, the center point is the center of the subdials rather than the center of the dial. So that's why it looks so kind of bizarre and offset.
Well, let me zoom in. No. Yeah, the guilloche and the dial looks amazing from what I can see so far. Let me zoom in on that. But yeah, it looks really nice. Really nice.
From memory, I'm just going by memory, but there's the dial as well. There's a really complex process to the layering of the blue and the colorway on these dials as well. They're treated quite a lot to get that nice blue shade. So yeah, a lot of work goes into these just stunning pieces. So
that's the Antarctique Tourbillon Glacier Blue. What do you think to this one? Some people have complained that that bridge in the middle is a bit unnecessary. It's a bit redundant. But I suppose it makes for because all it does is hold the pinion. But I guess it's a feature.
Yeah, it's a feature that's been copied now by Christopher Ward as well.
Yeah. It was big. Originally, it was by Jared Perigo. They had bridges, triple bridges that came across. I mean, but yeah, Christopher Ward have now done it on their loco, haven't they? Done a bridge with their hairspring. Yeah.
But it does draw your eye to that, doesn't it? That bridge in the middle there. You sort of feel like, the star of the show is obviously the tourbillon. That's what you want to be drawn to. But then when you look at the watch, you just see this big thing across the middle. It sort of draws your eye to it. So yeah, I probably agree. It's a little bit unnecessary, I suppose. Yeah. I wonder what it would look like without. Interesting to think of that. But yeah, otherwise, super cool. Yeah, love it.
One of the great features at the festival this year, Tom, was that there was a couple of talks by the watchmakers, and one was John McGonagal talking about all the various complications, working from the bottom, and then eventually going through perpetual calendars, tourbillons, minute repeaters. But he was saying that the tourbillon, what makes a great tourbillon, is actually the lightness of the cage, and it's that delicateness of that moving cage that that makes them, I suppose, easily breakable when you're working on them, and so expensive.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they put the hands on the bridges to avoid maybe risking any kind of hand touching when movement or something like that with the cage of the tourbillon.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah.
To say hi to a few of the people in the chat. Finn, good to see you. Birthday Queen Aaron Fletcher 26. Good morning, birthday Queen. Orange Hand, good to see you, my friend. Herbinator, good to see you. Sighted by a pool in Turkey. Very nice. TWA, Watch Apprentice, good to see my friend. Yeah, so it's
just before we leave that shot, there's so much going on with that watch in terms of everything, dial furniture, complication, and yet it sits so well on the wrist. For reference, my wrist is about 17 centimeters, 6.75 inches. So
the look to look isn't too long, I guess, isn't it? Is it? So it can fit on a smaller wrist and.
No, the lug to lug on that to me looks like it's in and around 44, somewhere maybe 42 to 44. Extremely thin as well, given how much is going on. Like just stunning watches. The dial work, the dial color, tourbillon, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I've been to the Chapek stand at Watches and Wonders, and
just one other thing on a kind of a general level is that nearly all of the watchmakers invited us to their workshops. So there's it's like an open invitation for any watch enthusiast, not just the people who were there, but for any watch enthusiast. If they want to go to Glashütte or Switzerland, Geneva, these what do they call them? Ateliers seem to be effectively open shops. Obviously, you need to make an appointment, but these guys are so proud of what they do. I think that they want to show it off and bring people in and have questions and go through, look at the processes.
And that's the great thing about these shows, isn't it? Is that you meet the makers in person, don't you? And then you can build these relationships and interact with them like this. And when I went in 23, I met Simon Brett, and he gave me his number, and WhatsApped, and I met Cyril Brivinodo and Carrie Rulain and people like that, and Andre Estrella, and I emailed them, Stefan Kadoki, and I emailed them, and message back, and Stefan Kadoki remembers me. I've seen him a couple of times since, and him and his wife Eve. They remember me when I see them at shows. After that, and you build up relationships. And it's really good.
Well, you're not. It's the complete opposite to going into, like, for example, a Rolex AD, and you're just another
absolutely
faceless mug. Like absolutely. When you buy a watch from an independent, and this is probably the most important thing, is that you are buying into a relationship. They know you. They'll work with you. A lot of them seem to offer a level of customization. A lot of, John McGonagal with his Elon watch, which we might get to, he offers a certain level of, he might not thank me for saying this if he ever watches this, of after sale customization. You can bring the watch back to him, providing he's not too busy, I guess, depending on his agenda, and he will, take it apart to make small, be it the color of the indices on a subdial, whatever it might be. He's quite prepared to do that.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So just move on. I don't know which brand this is, Ben. Do you know this? Do you know this brand?
I didn't spend a lot of time with this guy at all. Sorry, Tom. I can't remember the brand name here.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. I got a couple of photos of theirs. Look interesting.
I literally got a couple of photos through the case.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Looks cool though.
Some open work sort of small dial with sub-seconds. I'd be interested to know.
Yeah, there was over a dozen displays there, and at the time he was just talking with another customer, so I didn't get it. And this was at having spent 2 days there. So
it was on for a Friday and a Saturday, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So there's the Ludwig Balwad on wrist, the upside down. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? How did it wear?
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There's kind of a flaring to the lugs. Very dressy piece in its size. I'd say it's probably looks around 38 mil there. So yeah, it's a stunning watch to wear.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Notice the crown is at 230 as well. That's a bit weird.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Beautiful watch. I really love it.
The dial is not 100% symmetrical. The center of the dial is with the crown a little bit. I feel it's like a little bit because of the
it's just the crown, I think. Just the crown is at 230. It's throwing you off. That's what it is.
Yeah, it does look a little bit skewed somehow.
Watch apprentices is an Australian watch.
Yeah, it's bent. Touche, watch apprentice, touche.
So there is on wrist again. And we'll move on to GOS. GOS watches. This is a Vollen Fullero sword, and Patrick Surgan from Sweden is the owner and CEO and watchmaker of GOS, and he collaborates with different artisans. Steel maker who makes the Damascus steel dials that Patrick finishes. A Swedish knife maker who does the engravings on the watches, and a German master gearshare who makes the gearshare dials the brand produce on the other watches, the Northern Lights watches that the brand make. And Patrick designs and finishes the watches. What did you think to this then, Ben? Damascus steel dials.
I loved it. It was the one that stood out to me. Sorry, the dog is barking there.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. I just want to get rid of the dog.
I've tried these watches. I met Patrick when I went in 2023, and he's got some great watches. He lacquers some of the dials, and he gets some gear shade and some. He covers them with different. I've forgotten what. I posted some shorts on the channel, so if you want to check those out, there's him explaining a lot about what he does to some of the ones. But what did you think, Ben?
Yeah, it's heat treated. There's multiple layers to it. Heat treated Damascus steel, and like the dynamism of this is just absolutely incredible. This is me bringing it over to the window To all intents and purposes, when you're looking at it and there's no light shining on it, it's black. It's like a deep black. But once you get some natural daylight on it, all these patterns emerge. You can see the various different heat-treated elements. And it just works so well. And there's just, again, so much thought. The engraving on the bezel. I think he uses like a sapphire crystal indice ring. Which again reflects the light and catches the light beautiful. Just creates a incredibly dynamic watch. Again, size is incredible, and a really good wear. 41.5 mil. Actually, doesn't even look 41.5 mil to me there, but I suppose it's got a nice chunky bezel on it. So really, really incredible. That sapphire ring is just something that's very unique. It's not something I've ever seen before, and he uses it in his other watches as well.
Yeah, really unique watches, and I think really appeal to knife makers, knife fans, I would imagine. People into knives and Damascus steel, because they often get into Damascus steel knives, don't they?
Yeah, I did ask him because, again, there's something, the independents seem to do this so well. Is like, I always love a shallow dial. That's like one where time is almost present on the glass. I just think that's indicative of luxury, of refinement, of high-end watchmaking. And all of the watches that were on there had that, but this one in particular. So in this case, I kind of asked him how much it was, and this one, I think, somewhere between $11,000 and $12,000. Given the level of workmanship, it's a Le Jeu Perret movement. Given the level of workmanship gone into this, I think is okay. It's good.
Yeah. Were you going to say so, Abdul? Sorry.
No, I was just saying the Damascus pattern is also very unusual. It's not it looks like a spider pattern, and it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Spiders.
And it's like different patterns, because I really like Damascus knives. I collect some of them, and each one of them has different process and number of times you have to flip all the metal together. And most of the time it doesn't come out like this. So definitely, if he gets one dial like this, he has at least 9 that he throws out or has to put back into forging.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, there's 17 layers. It's quite a complicated process. But there's 17 layers, and I think he uses a couple of different rods, so 17 layers in each rod, and then I think the rods are forged together, and then the dials are cut.
Yeah, beautiful. As I say, I posted quite a few shorts on the channel, so if you're interested, check those out. So this is a Sherpa watches collection. We saw the silver dial earlier on, so it's got a DLC on a bracelet. It's got a steel on a bracelet. It's got some on rubber straps here. All of them are this ultra dive super compressor based design by Martin Klock from Sherpa Watches based in Germany. Really nice watches, aren't they, Ben?
Yeah, they really are. Again, the time is like present on the. It's like you're not looking through a crystal at all. Incredible finishing on it, and these is when I was talking about the ones with the more tool aesthetic. These are them. This is more reminiscent of the Enikars from a few decades past. And then he's got the Ultra Dive Moon and Sun. If you want something a bit more luxurious.
Yeah. This goes back to Ludwig Balwad. This is his halftime, which he brought out in 2012 after he did the Upside Down in 2009, which was his first watch to have the upside down. This is his second watch, the half time, and this one has two rings which rotate in different directions, don't they, Ben? And they meet in this little window at the top.
Yes. Yeah, the time comes together in that window at 12 o'clock. So there, the time there is 35 minutes past 9. So effectively, the numbers are illegible until it comes to the correct hour, and then that hour comes together. The different parts harmonize at the correct hour, and the hour is formed at that 12 o'clock position. Sorry, just 1 second, guys.
Yeah, this is another quirky Ludwig Balwad. Do you like this one, JCB, or not as much as the upside down?
Yeah, no. At first, when this first came up on the screen, I thought, "What the hell?" But then, the more I look at it, I'm like, "Ah, man, this is pretty cool." You can see you can see how the discs are separated. So the next one will be 10. So the top disc will move to the left, and the bottom one will move to the right.
Yeah.
And so it'll go like that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty sick watch, man. And with retrograde minutes as well. Yeah, this is dope. Love it. It's real cool.
Yeah, what about you, Abdul? Are you a fan of this?
Yeah,
or
big fan of it. This is like the smartest jump hour complication I saw before, because it just has the two discs, and when they move together, you get the time. Otherwise, it looks like hieroglyphics. Like you cannot read them. And the retrograde mode also gives you this somehow more interactivity in the dial, instead of having like a normal minute hand.
Yeah,
because it's all
very funky.
Yeah.
He's using the same case as the other one as well.
Yeah, same case as the upside down.
Yeah. And color scheme as well. He likes his blue and white.
Yeah, he does blue and white dials and blue dials on these. I think I saw Watches and Wonders at the AHCI show. Sorry, he'd done a turquoise dial with Eastern Arabic numerals on it of the upside down.
I saw maybe a black and Roman numerals as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's varying his colours a little bit on the upside down, but I didn't see different colours on this one.
No, I saw the black dial. I saw it on this one with Roman numerals.
Oh, really? Right.
Just a question there on pricing. The one that was shown earlier with the
upside down. The upside down's about £70,000, and it goes for about £100,000. I've seen them go for.
Right.
I've seen them go for about up to £100,000. So you're talking big money, watch apprentice. So this one is about £90,000, I think. I'm guessing.
Yeah, in and around that mark.
Yeah. So we're a full platinum case, gold crown, and then you've got the movement.
From what I can remember, the offset crown was, I obviously wear them on my right wrist, which is wrong. But for people who wear them on their left wrist, it was simply for him so that it wasn't digging into his wrist.
Yeah.
Or sorry, into his hand.
Yeah. So go back to GOS. There's the GOS again. And move on. This is a Sherpa collection. Just you showing the Sherpa collection.
Yes.
I do apologise if the brands are getting all jumbled up here.
Okay.
These photos got all mixed up, so we might be jumping from brand to brand and coming back. But This brand really interests me. Alison Moriarty. She's an Irish watchmaker enamelist, isn't she? Makes enamel dials. This is a candy pink enamel dial. Do you know much about her, Ben?
Yeah, these ones really interested me too. In fact, it was one of my favorite watches there. The enamel really pops. And when you speak to Alison and her husband, Mike, about the sheer volume of work that goes into creating these dials and how haphazard they are, how easily breakable they are, it's just incredible. Each dial could be fired 10 to 12 times. The color can change at any point in time. She'll never know what the final color is going to be until the final firing. And then before the final firing, it's sanded, ground down, and smoothed for hours. And then it goes for final firing, at which point it can still break. But there's dozens of hours goes into creating these dials. And there's a lot of experimentation has to go on too, because she never, as I say, she never knows what the final color is going to be until the end of the process. And then she's quite hard on herself insofar as she has a color in mind that she wants to produce, but might have to go through, up to a dozen iterations to arrive at something that she's satisfied with. Like at the moment, she's working on a red. She had a red that she was happy with, but there was a tiny, just little, like it was, for all intents and purposes, it was just a black dot on the dial, so she didn't bring it down. So just the level of perfection that she's achieving with these is unbelievable. And then her husband Mike does the printing. Again, it's printed in multiple layers, so the numerals there. For a start, the printing is really, really clean. It's perfect. There's no imperfections, and it stands up off the dial almost like it's like the printing is domed. So again, there's a level of customization here too. In fact, once the printing is done, I think if you're not happy with it, there is a certain period of time where it could be wiped clean and reprinted in a different font or different indices. But obviously, the star of the show here is the dials. So I guess the aim is to keep the printing to a minimum, so that's and it's an extremely dynamic dial as well. It's shown in one light there. I'm probably by the window there, just giving the reflection.
Yeah.
But in real life, these really pop. She's using a Salita movement, which she has stripped back.
I was going to say, if she's using a base movement, I take it. She's Salita.
Yeah, but I think she strips it back and reworks it all herself.
Right, okay.
And she achieves a level of, what's the word, accuracy?
Yeah.
To a couple of seconds a day.
Any idea on a price point for these?
Yeah, I do. She's currently selling these about €3,500.
That's great for an enamel dial.
Given the level of work that goes into these dials, it's an incredible value proposition.
I mean, we've got the pink here, but we've got the Hibernia green enamel dial, which is really nice here.
Yeah, like they almost have an adventuring quality to them. Insofar as those specs that you see, they do sparkle within, sunlight, effectively, or daylight, natural daylight, predominantly.
Yeah, this one looks beautiful, I think.
Yeah,
really nice.
The pink with the white leather strap was the one that grabbed me, I have to say. I thought that was incredible.
This one here. Yeah. Of course. A possible future purchase, do you think?
Yeah, very possibly. Yeah, very possibly.
Yeah. Beautiful. Great to see Irish watchmaking, making its mark on the scene, on the independent
at this level
scene.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. And talking about Irish watchmaking, we go to McGonagal watches. Now, this was a brand started by Stephen and John McGonagal, the brothers. And Stephen worked through the days, parted ways now. And John's focused on his Elon brand, and Stephen is taking at the helm of McGonagal watches. And this is the Ogma. Stephen works with Frank Muller, Christophe Claret, Breguet, and more, and is a powerhouse in the Irish independent watchmaking scene. And John too, he's a powerhouse in the independent watchmaking scene, the Irish independent watchmaking scene. And Ogma, the name of the watch, is the Irish mythological god of eloquence and invention, who's credited with the invention of the Ogham alphabet, which is an early medieval alphabet that was used to write the early Irish language, which is really interesting, I found.
Yeah, this is just a beautiful high-end piece of horology.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the balance bridge.
Yeah.
The way it holds that jewel at the center of the balance spring, I think, is incredible. And the finishing here is just second to none. And there's so much detail in it once you get into it. Even the crown, the etchings on the crown, that's not a symmetrical, coin edge or something like that. It's asymmetrical, and it actually represents letters as on from the Ogham alphabet, which is an old alphabet found in Ireland on old rocks from thousands of years ago. But just a really, really classy watch. John and Stephen are amongst the greatest watchmakers in the world.
Yeah.
Can do anything. In fact, made a lot of minute repeaters for Gerard Perregaux back in the day, but obviously now they're independent and focusing on their independent brands.
Good to see you, Jamie Opulent, to all Breguet men and everyone else. Good to see you, my friend. And see you later, Russell. Take care. Got a dash now. And yeah, Jamie's in extremely hot Madrid. So lucky you. But yeah, these McGonagal watches I think this is sold out now. This Ogma, but I think it was a limited production. You can see it here. See it spinning. And there is some wrists. Yeah, it almost looks like a goalkeeper saving a ball, or I mean, they're big into rugby, aren't they? He's big into rugby, Stephen. Looks like a rugby player making a try, doesn't it? Making a try with the rugby ball.
Yes, I did. I don't know. I didn't know that.
Don't know. It was more like a crab claw.
Yeah, traditionally it's a crab claw, but it's just that little screw. It looks like a head.
Mm.
Yeah, it did remind me of a goalkeeper reaching out to save, but I obviously haven't spoken to Stephen. I didn't say that to him. But, I did make the mistake of saying that I thought it was a little bit shape-wise like a debatoon, which was met with stony silence. So I decided not to offer comparisons to independent watchmakers on their pieces ever again.
Yeah, when you're talking to them, don't compare their watches to other independents.
Yeah, that's a rule 101.
Yeah.
But again, super friendly. Stephen and John, great to chat to, full of great stories.
John was amazing when I spoke to him a couple of years ago. It's just brilliant. I haven't met Stephen, but he's the younger of the two brothers, but he's going to be great.
There is hand graving of Ogma on the back of the watch, which is done by his sister Frances.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
what's the case material, Benz? It's got that milky white gold look to it, but I'm guessing it's something like
I
stainless
think
steel.
it's yellow gold. I think it's yellow gold.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
The dial, is it?
No, the case.
The case.
The case is steel.
It's
Oh,
steel.
it's steel.
Yeah,
Really?
and the crown is steel. Yeah.
The dial
The
steel as
dial
well?
is the dial is German silver and it's PVD coated.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, nice.
That's a stunning machine.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's got a 90-hour power reserve.
Oh.
Wow.
186 parts.
Wow.
Man, that is cool.
The main plate and bridges are hand engraved German silver.
Beautiful.
This one?
I'm actually trying to find it here. Try just the Ogma.
I looked on the website and couldn't find a price for it. I heard on Scottish Watches podcast last week that Dave mentioned it, Dave Sharp, and I think he mentioned it sold out. Stephen
McGonagal, versions of the Ogma in the near future, new versions of the Ogma. The price, according to this website, waqt.com, just to quote the source, 79 Swiss francs.
Right, 79,000.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, so that's top high horology from Ireland there.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful. So this one, Christian van der Klaar, the Grand Planetarium Eccentric Platinum, $211,518. They sell this for. Tell us about this, Ben. This is like madness.
It is madness. Like, it's madness. It's completely mind-blowing. Doesn't the outer planets... I can't remember the figures.
It looks like we've got the Zodiac. We've got the Zodiac on the outside. So Gemini, Taurus, Aries, Pisces.
Well, for a start, the orbits around the sun of the planets is eccentric. It's not a pure... it's not a concentric circle. Obviously, I don't think it's a pure ellipse. It's replicant.
Oh, no.
The actual orbit of those planets. You've Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. However long Neptune takes to orbit around the sun, I think it's somewhere in the region of 200 years. The Neptune on this watch will take 200 years to do a full rotation or full orbit around that central sun. It's a multi-generational watch. You'll never see
it. That's cool.
And how do you say? Do you go to the boutique to set it if you left it a couple of months of not wearing it?
So it takes 164 years for Neptune, the outer planets, to orbit the sun. So that will take, and then all of the other times for those planets to orbit that central pinion is the very same as our real solar system.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And then it's got an aventurine dial. He makes this guy makes the watches for Van Cleef and Arpels. Is that their name?
Yep, Cleef and Arpels. Yeah. Really.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
God.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the expensive stuff. Christian van der Klaar looks on the website, and it's pricey stuff. That looks mind blowing. That, yeah,
and he's Dutch as well, isn't he? If I'm not mistaken.
Sounds Dutch, doesn't it? Christian of the Claw.
On the Claw.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing.
Claw.
There's another picture of it in hand there. I mean, was there a favourite brand out of the lot that you saw there, Ben?
I really took to the Sherpa watches.
Yeah.
I thought they were really, really clean. And then the rose gold and silver dials were extremely elegant in person. Loved Alison Moriarty. I thought her own personal story, she's battled illness throughout her life as well, was very endearing. And they're a husband and wife partnership. Like, I expressed an interest in the watch, he would have held it for me. There was no problems whatsoever. He'd have done it. I get the impression they'd do anything for their customers in terms of customization of colors, customization of fonts. The prices are very reasonable. And just given her own personal story, and then the sheer, like, I jokingly said it was almost like they were almost like it was like almost like self-harm what they were doing, the amount of work and how the thing could break like at any moment. Real gluttons for punishment. But just the sheer love and passion for what they were doing was palpable. So I love that. John and Stephen, as people, are jokers, for want of a better term. You think these people are deadly serious, focusing on tiny, minute watch parts, putting it together and winding mainsprings and all. They're not. They're just normal people who like to have a laugh. Told us some great stories from their time working in Geneva. So really cool guys as well. The Sherpa, the Alison Moriarty, and Backendorf was a real standout for me as well.
Rune Backendorf,
yeah, incredible watch.
Just say hi to Jim Millett. Good to see you. Can't join us live today, but have a great show. Thank you, Jim. And Mikey Casio GTO says this looks nice. He's in love with Patek Celestial watches, so this is his kind of thing. Good to see you, Mikey. So move on. Back to the Sherpa. We've seen that. This is a watch you had to take a break on Friday night, so you went to the pub and met up with some fellow watch fans.
I'm actually having a drink here with John and Stephen McGonagal and a friend of ours, Rick, from the Watch Club. This is Rick's Moser
Streamliner,
Moser Streamliner, yeah, with a burnt salmon dial, which just given the light on the table at the time, shining through my beer, just created a lovely photograph. Yeah.
So that's another great thing, isn't it? You can go to these shows and go for a drink with the watchmakers afterwards, or go for a meal and just socialize with them. It's not all about watches. It's about networking and, like we said before, making friends with these people.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, and then meeting fellow enthusiasts as well, Tom.
Yeah. Meeting up other people and meeting up people at the show and
seeing what they have on their wrists and
So Zeitwinkel, run by Albert Edelman and Peter. This is on the left. We have the Sapphire Fume, the enamel dial, 082 degrees, enamel Grand Faux, the laser etched orange and blue dials. Some really nice watches from Zeitwinkel. I'm a big fan of theirs. Were you a fan of their watches?
Yeah, it does some really great stuff. Very thin, very elegant, very refined, seriously well finished. And their manufacturer caliber as well. So all the movements are in-house with Zeitwinkel. Dials are very cool, sporty. The laser engraving on it is on the blue and the orange there is second to none. It's absolutely perfect. They have what do they call it? A Grand Fou enamel dial as well, just to the left of that picture.
Yeah, that's
a new offering from them. Really, really clean.
Looks like they're doing a diver as well.
Yeah, very cool.
But you're wearing the
this is the Grand Fu enamel.
Yeah. It's called the 082 degrees enamel Grand Fu. Yeah. Beautiful. But like I said, all in house. Again,
All in house.
That's a watch we didn't know. But there we go. It's wrist shot.
Beautiful cases, beautiful lugs, very wearable. And yeah, manufacturer caliber.
This would be a bit boring for you, wouldn't it, JCB?
Yeah, a little bit. I was liking that that skeletonized one that he pulled that was up with the other watches. That one was pretty cool.
This one on the
on the left there. Yeah, wow.
It's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, that's my sort of jam. You know me so well, Thomas. Yeah.
This is the sapphire fume. So it's a sapphire dial. It's let me think. It's
yeah, I think whatever way the light is shining on that, like obviously all the bridge work is coming through and the finishing on the bridge work. It's not that intense when you're seeing it in real life.
Galvanic treated dial. You can just see the hands there pointing at 840. It's got a big date, and it's amazing. This watch, I've held it myself. It retails for about 15,000 euros, I think. But the in-house movement is just amazing. Yeah,
beautiful.
The beautiful watches really are stunning. And Albert, the owner of the company, he wears one of these. He wears one of these. They do a blue dial, they do a blue one as well. So the blue crystal or this smoked fume crystal. Yeah, they're really amazing. What about you, Abdul? Have you got any favorites?
Yeah, the skeletonized one looks just amazing. I think I saw another color, the blue one. That's also really nice. I really like the dial on that one. But the skeleton one would be my favorite. Also.
Yeah, the laser engraving on this one is just brilliant, isn't it? This blue one.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's a really nice color too.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Boys, I'm going to have to jet. It's been a pleasure. I'll bid you farewell.
Yeah, take care, my friend.
I'll catch you in the next one.
Will do.
See you, Jason.
Look after yourself.
Thanks for the roundup, Ben. That's fantastic. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, no problem. Talk to you soon.
See you, boys.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
So this was Rune Backendorf, who you said he liked as well. He's a Danish watchmaker, quite young, isn't he?
He's so young.
He started with clock restoration and conservation, and still does clock restoration and conservation. And this is his rotating dial watch. So this is inspired by a clock in one of the towns in Denmark, and in Copenhagen, I think. And it's a clock in the town centre in Copenhagen. It has rotating dials, and so the hands are static. So there's one pointing to 12 o'clock and one pointing to 3 o'clock. The 3 o'clock one points to the minutes that rotate on this dial on the right, and the hours rotate slowly around and are indicated by this hour pointing to this hand pointing to the 12.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, isn't it, Ben?
Oh, it's just such a good looking watch, Tom. Honest to God, the picture's not doing it justice. And then, even just to have that outer gear wheel outside of the hours dial, sub dial there, it just looks so good, so clean. Then the rotating discs itself is something that you just don't see. The steel, the case itself is made of steel, but it's got a center portion made of bronze. The watch feels extremely light. The level of detail, even the crown finishing there, is so good. And just a joy to hold, a joy to wear, sizing, everything, aesthetics, the open work nature of it, to be able to see the jewels, the finishing, the blued screws, just an absolutely beautiful watch. And given the age of this guy, I don't know how he's coming up. This was limited to 10 pieces. 39 mil in diameter. In-house manufacture, obviously. 18,000 beats per hour. Just a beautiful, handcrafted, handmade, independent watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's staggering when I saw him 2 years ago, and it's such a young. I would say he was one of the lads there who's come to see the show, but no, he's from the watchmakers. You know, it's
yeah,
and he's got his cap turned backwards, and his and he's, you know, he's just sort of, oh yeah, I'm one of the watchmakers. Oh,
such a nice guy, like
what?
Yeah. such a nice guy for somebody, who's a prodigious, genius, effectively, a prodigy. So just as you say, he's got the cap on backwards. Very normal, very passionate about his watch, and incredible to talk to.
Yeah, it's so friendly, isn't he? So approachable and so friendly, willing to explain everything. Like you say, just on around the side of the case, he puts a bronze ring, doesn't he?
That's right. Yeah.
Bronze ring. He said he loves working with bronze. I remember him telling me that.
And the lugs are separate as well. They're screwed onto the case.
Right, yeah.
And then the balance spring.
You can see where they're screwed on here. They just have these little bits where they come out. So they got bits that come out of the side. So they're screwed on here, just at the bottom.
And then the balance spring is wholly visible from the back as well, seated on its own bridge and jewel. I don't have. Oh, I do have a photograph of the back.
There.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would be amazed if I didn't take a video of the back.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. So, Arcanaut, what can you tell us about them? They're a bit new to me.
Yeah, look, again, like from a purely vibes point of view, as I said to him at the time, for him to come up with a case that completely diverges from the norm, but is still extremely wearable, I thought was a real technical and design feat. He uses some incredible dials. Have you any photos of the dials there, Tom?
Yeah, I have. Walter Prentice is just asking how much is the Rune Bakendorf. I think it's about 30,000 euros. Could well be more. You'd have to look him up.
Including VAT, you're probably talking £30, 30,000 pounds sterling.
Just look up his name. It's spelled Bakendorf. Bakendorf, and his name's Rune. Rune Bakendorf. I'm not sure on the pricing. I think it's around 30 to 50,000. It's not overpriced, Mikey Casio GTR. It's amazing. It's mind blowing. It's beautiful. Yeah. So sorry, we'll just get back onto the Arcanauts. Yeah, there's this one which you had a.
Bonehead concept. Yeah, I mean, like, this guy is just so clever and so innovative in the materials that he uses. This is a chunk of aerospace grade aluminium foam with an opaque resin. and attached to a disc of solid loom. So this thing glows, put a bit of light on it, the whole dial glows up.
Wow. Where are they based?
He's UK based, as far as I'm aware.
Really?
Yeah. He
Do
has
you know price on these? So a rough price.
€5,350.
Wow.
Sold out.
So it's making these crazy dials. So
yeah.
Really nice dial. Very unique.
Nice, aren't they, Abdul? Yeah, really nice.
Rob Nuds is the guy.
Right.
And he has a famous podcast. He told me. I can't. Rob Nuds.
A whole milk saying Arkanoid's Black Badger, so good lean. Good to see whole milk. Yeah. So this is the watch you wore to the event. Your 16570.
Yeah, this is actually Aaron's.
Oh, it's Aaron's. This is Aaron's.
16550.
16550. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rare Explorer 2.
A rare one.
Very
nice.
Pumpkin dial when the indices start to go off color. Like
that.
Creamy
patina.
Yeah.
Creamy. It's a Gordon Ramsay one then. Oh, it's a Gordon Ramsay one, the one with the railroad track. With rail track. I think it's the one with the rail track, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Even rarer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's the Arcanaut dial just glowing after being hit with a UV torch.
Yeah, that's a different dial. That's obviously got luminous indices.
Luminous track.
Or a luminous track on the circumference.
I'm interested in this brand Arcanaut now.
Yeah, they were really well. Like, given, as I say, the case is such a massive departure from. Like, I suppose I don't know how you describe it. Like, it's not a tonneau case. It's not I suppose it's a kind of a cushion case, but obviously the strap and the lugs are integrated. You can't have one without the other. It's quite a large watch lug to lug, but it's curved and it just wears extremely well. Really
and
good.
There's his name, Rob Nuds.
Rob Nuds, yeah.
Co-founder. Interesting. So they had several talks, didn't they? And did you attend any of these?
Yeah, I attended the first one with John McGonagal, and this was a talk on complications, where he went from, I can't remember the first complication he spoke about. It was down at the low end anyway in terms of complications. Eventually, he moved forward into perpetual calendars, tourbillons, minute repeaters. Like, he's the expert. He gave the talk. I'm not even going to attempt to try and summarize what he spoke about. But like,
how did he find the atmosphere and the whole sort of package of the festival? Where of just having watchmakers there and then having talks and then being able to socialize and then meeting fellow enthusiasts. And
so I guess that's what really it was all about. Like, on a high level, everybody was extremely open. Everybody just wanted to share their watches, their knowledge of watches.
Yeah,
there was no state secrets, And I spoke to John about that subsequently. Like, when you start breaking down a minute repeater, and you start to you don't understand what's going on there because you can't, but you start to have an appreciation of the complexity that's required. Sure. As in, there is an element in there that has 15 teeth on it, and depending on its position and depending on the time, that's going to chime out the minutes when it comes to when a minute repeater gets to chiming out 1 to 15 minutes. and that has to work in tandem with what's happening with the hours and the minutes, with the gongs, with the bells. It's just insane. But the point I'm trying to get to is that it will be very easy for the knowledge experts to gatekeep that knowledge once they know it.
Yeah.
But that's not the case here. Not the case with John, Stephen, all the other watchmakers.
It's all about sharing and educating.
It's about sharing and educating and keeping the spirit of watchmaking alive.
Yeah.
Then the independence thing, it grabs you insofar as, and look, my collection is Omega, Rolex, Grand Seiko. It's like, I should be looking at these independents for the points that I touched earlier, is that you're talking to them, you're building a relationship with them. The watch, like I spoke at length to Stephen McGonagal about this. What I was saying to him was that very few people actually leave a legacy in this world. But actually, if you're a watchmaker and you build a watch from scratch, your own watch with your name on it, your legacy is there forevermore, because a watch, in effect, will last forever if it's minded. And to that end, he said to me that, in actual fact, he said any watchmaker worth its salt can work on my watches. When I'm long gone, they aren't necessarily complicated watches. Sorry, basically, he doesn't use any really rare materials.
Sure.
He doesn't use anything that's like just bizarre.
He doesn't make any bizarre part that
or some sort of unobtained.
Remade. Yeah,
exactly. So that any watchmaker will be able to work on it. So the watches will last forever. Because they only make, independents in general only make so many watches, and because the relationship with the purchaser is so close, the watch has to be good. Like, it can't break down, and so that motivates a lot of pride in the work. And in addition, they're there if something does go wrong. But if you're buying one of these watches, it's not going to break. But if it does break, they're on hand to fix it for you, which is just it's just a world that it's unknown to us when you're just buying Rolex and Patek and all these brands that manufacture watches at huge volume for a huge consumer base. So those were the things that stood out to me, Tom, really.
Yeah.
More so than the watches themselves. This degree of openness, this degree of pride in the work that they were doing, and keeping the whole craft alive for future generations.
Absolutely. So, we'll move on to one of the people, the mind blows, Vianney Halter, and his Deep Space Tourbillon. What was it like to meet him? Did you talk to him much?
I didn't talk to him. He was inundated with people, and
when
I got to his stand, he was sitting down. So I didn't interrupt him.
I met him at the HCI show, and he's, what's the word to describe it? He's eccentric. He's so eccentric, and he seems eccentric, but he's just so enthusiastic and hyper, and he's an amazing character to talk to. He was really hyper when I saw him. He's telling me about this, and I said, what made you design this Deep Space Nine? And he said, it's a watch I always wanted Captain Kirk to wear in Star Trek. It's worthy of going to space. It's amazing, and it truly is an amazing watch when you see it rotating. You can't quite see it here from distance, but this tourbillon is rotating in 3 directions.
The Deep Space. Yeah, look, I invite the audience. I'm not going to do it justice. Read the bump on his website. As Tom says, it's called the Deep Space Resonance. It's got a huge domed crystal on it, and then you have a movement which, to all intents and purposes, looks as complex as anything you've ever seen, but as beautiful as anything you've ever seen.
Oh, TWA, you think he's getting off. So great show. Have a lovely weekend. Take care, TWA. Have a great weekend. And a good CCB. He's saying he embraced independence years ago, and it's a blessing and a curse. Okay. What do you think, Abdul? You've embraced independence, haven't you? Do you find it a blessing and a curse?
Yeah, because now I'm thinking about selling my other watches to go fully independent.
Really?
Just doesn't, like, I love my Explorer 2, but it's just like I could sell it and get me because I get sometimes people on my Instagram that are like up and coming watchmakers and selling their first watch or something like that, and so like sometimes it's like I really want to get it, but I already have 20 watches. I'm not gonna wear it. I have to sell one of the watches. And look at my independent watches like the Philippe Patek or the Lyrique. I'm not gonna sell these ones. I'd rather sell an Explorer 2, which I can go buy also anyways if I
anytime,
you know, like. But if I want to get a custom made Philippe Patek right now with a custom made dial, custom made color, I don't think it's possible. You know, it would be very hard to get it.
Yeah. So move on to Singer Reimagined and the 1969 chronographs. And we'll see quite a few of these in a bit. There's a bronze one, a steel one. These are 60-hour chronographs using Argenor Archengraph, re-engineered versions of the award-winning Archengraph, and the silver one is around 66,000 euros. The bronze one around 70,000 euros. Expensive but amazing movements. These are the Harbring Chrono Felix and Irwin, run by Richard and Maria Harbring, based in Germany. What did you think of these? What was it like to meet them?
This was I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a reseller from the UK who came over.
I think it's the limited edition, isn't it? It's Pietro. The
limited edition were there as well.
Oh, but this is someone else.
Yeah, and so was a really nice guy. Rob was his name as well, from Collected Gentleman.
Right. Okay.
They were there too. Tom was this guy's name, but he has a website. But he brought over half a dozen Harbring watches.
Right.
I mean, they're exactly what you see there. Really, really good looking watches from a husband and wife couple who are based in, tell me, Tom, can you remember? Austria.
Austria, is it? Yeah, not Germany.
Harbring too. And you've got a tuxedo dial on the right hand side, 3-hander, beautiful, and then beautiful vintage style chronograph on the left. These are just gorgeous, really well finished, but reasonably affordable watches.
Well, I'll put the chronograph.
Well, when I say affordable, like you know, in the 5 to 10k range.
Yeah,
but affordable relative to a lot of other independents. Like those Singer watches are extremely expensive.
Yeah. What do you think to bring to Abdul?
Excellent watches. You know, like I really like their cost system. They have like a chronograph in the crown, so basically without a pusher. They have the deadbeat second. So excellent watch. They have the double helix, also lovely one. I'm a big fan of Harbring too, I have to say. One of the independents I want to add. When I go fully independent, I will definitely have a watch from Harbring too.
Yeah, I'd love to get Harbring. The Chrono Felix I love, and they do a beautiful salmon dial version of it as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful chronograph, made by Breguet numerals. I mean, beautiful chronograph and great independent watchmaking from a great brand. This is a Irwin, which is a jumping seconds. The Irwin jumping seconds, they call it. It's basically deadbeat seconds, which is a complication that lots of watchmakers going out now. I mean, JLC have done it. Do Grand Seiko do deadbeat seconds? I'm not sure. But quite a few independents have done deadbeat second movements. Some people are split about this. Do you want your watch to look like a quartz? Do you not want it to look like a quartz? But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept. An automatic watch that looks like a quartz, but really nice. Again, from Harbin too. Sorry, Ben.
Sorry, I just want. That's a beautiful watch in the hand. Reminded me of the Patek Philippe.
The Calatrava.
The Patek Calatrava field watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't have applied indices, so maybe the level of finishes. But this came before the Calatrava. I just want to try and find the website, because he's gave me a lot of time. It's the in-house movement in Hereford in the UK. The in-house movement.
Right. Do you want to post a link to that if you want? Post a link.
Yeah, I can. I can post it in the. I could post it in our comments, but I can't post it in the.
Oh, could you post it, Abdul?
I'm not logged in, so that's why I can't post it.
I can put it in the private chats if somebody can repost it.
Yeah.
Now. He retails Habring and he retails Benzinger.
So the inhousemovement.com.
www.theinhousemovement.com.
Yeah, I just posted it in the chat.
And
yes,
really super nice guy, super available. We'll travel to meet you if that's what you want. And the watches are in around, say, the £4,000 to £10,000 range.
Yeah.
If you go to that website, it gives a really good. It's a really good selection.
So these were with the limited edition, weren't they? I think these watches, Singers.
In terms of resale.
No, were they brought by the limited edition, or was Singer actually displaying at the show?
Yeah, Singer watches. Yeah, these are cool insofar as the chronograph movement actually takes the place. It's, you think the time is at the center. The big display here and the big hands here is the chronograph movement. Oh. That's not a center of seconds. It's a chronograph.
It's a 60-hour chronograph, isn't it, on this bronze one?
And it takes up the main display. The time is actually the cutout at 6 o'clock.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. So there, it's
2:55. 55. Yeah. 2:55. Right. Interesting. So the time is told at the cutout at the bottom.
Yes. And so the chronograph takes up the central position.
How interesting.
Very cool.
So this is a 60-hour chronograph. Wow.
Yeah.
So using the caliber AGH 6365 with the 491 components, re-engineered version of the award-winning Aschengraph, limited to 25 pieces in 2024. It's expensive.
Very expensive.
70,000 euros thereabouts. This is the SR203 in bronze. But Singer, just when you see the movements, we've got some movement shots, and when you see the movements, they're just amazing. This is the steel version.
The movement is the finish is unbelievable on it. It's like when you start to scale down into every component and every single tiny bridge, every component is polished.
Yeah, I mean this
beveled.
is the dive track with the graph movement, and just look at that.
The really interesting here too, Tom. I'm not sure if it is with this watch, but certainly the previous one is. It's an automatic. If anybody who's watching this, they're going to say that's not automatic. Where's the bloody rotor? The rotor sits in between the dial and what you're looking at there. It's invisible. It's sandwiched in between the dial and that backplate movement.
So I'll probably get to a picture of it. Sorry, Abdul.
No, I was just saying it's not even like a peripheral rotor. It's inside. And
it's inside, yeah.
Agonal makes amazing movements.
Yeah.
So this is the Singer Reimagined Heritage Piano Black.
I think you're
gorgeous.
Getting back to what you would consider to be a traditional chronograph here.
Yeah.
With the time and seconds display where you would normally want to. The time where you normally see it. Yeah, it's a heritage chronograph. This is but really, really thin. Great proportions. Wears really well, obviously. Different to the other ones. The other ones are big.
Yeah. Now this is the dive track, which is a beast of a watch.
Yeah, it's a beast.
GPHG winner though. This got a very small hour hand, a big minute hand, and then a chronograph as well. So it's it's a tool watch, this one. But yeah,
Y2K would love this watch.
But this is the movement of the heritage black one.
Yeah, it's more traditional. That's like a hand wound movement, isn't it?
Yeah, so look, more hand wound. Just
hand wound. Possible column wheel. Is that a column wheel at 6?
At 6 o'clock, yeah, right.
Beautiful movements. Expensive watches, but beautifully made. Beautiful movements. And you're familiar with Agenor, aren't you, Abdul, with the Lyrique?
Yeah. The guys there are amazing. The movements that they do there are just fantastic. Every year, one of their watches wins some kind of a GPHG award. So definitely are the best, or one of the best, if not the best, only movement manufacturer, because they don't have a brand per se.
Yeah.
Tom, can you go back to the dive track? Yeah, so
this one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, yes. So it has 3 sections in the center. You've got fly, chill, and dive. Chill 0 to 6 hours. This zone helps you determine the necessary surface interval before your next dive based on factors such as previous dive duration, depth, and frequency. Dive 6 hours to 18 hours indicates when you can dive again after fulfilling the required service interval. And then fly 18 to 24 hours post-dive. This area reminds you of the safe window before flying to avoid health risks like pulmonary embolism. It's essential to wait at least 18 hours after your last dive before flying, as per PADI guidelines, Professional Association of Divers.
Right.
So cool functionality there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely stunning. GPHG winner as well.
But size-wise, it's like the
It's
what was
big,
the Rolex
yeah.
Deep Sea? Was it a Rolex Deep Sea?
Oh, the Deep Sea Challenge.
Yeah, the Deep Sea Challenge. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, it's about 50 millimeters or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big old. It's a beast, but yeah, maybe if you're using that, you can use it. You can genuinely use it, in place of a computer.
So this is the rose gold plated dial of the Sherpa Ultra Dive. This looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
Ah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. On the white Tropic. Look, really gorgeous watch.
Yeah. Can you see yourself maybe getting one of these in future?
I thought about it, yeah, but I'd have to sell my Explorer too.
Yeah.
Look, I've done a lot of thinking about this. Like, I could see myself buying. I think it's a beautiful watch. I think there are reasons why we buy Rolex and Omega as well, and I think they're justified, depending on what you want. But like, I suppose Rolex history is so deep, insofar as everything that's associated with it, the movies that it's been in, the iconic nature of some of their watches. Submariner is arguably the most iconic watch in the world, rivaled possibly by the Speedmaster. So there's a level of cool and attractiveness to these things. I love the Seiko 6105, the history associated with that. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with buying those kind of watches. There's a load of reasons to buy them, but there's a load of reasons to buy independent as well. I would say there's room for both.
Yeah, definitely.
Would I sell? I'd have to, at the moment, sell my Explorer 2 to be in the range to buy that watch. Would I be content to do that? No, I would not at the moment.
Yeah. I think the Explorer 2 is the best Rolex out there, to be honest with you. It's well,
but maybe I'll evolve.
One of the. I'm not a fan of a lot of the Rolexes, the hype models, the Daytona, the things like the Hulk and things like that. I've fallen out of love with the Submariner. I think there's other dive watches out there. But yeah, the Explorer 2 is the last tool watch in the catalogue. Everything else is just sparkly jewelry. Yeah.
Would you wear something like this, Tom?
Oh yeah. I think I'd wear the silver dial more.
Okay.
But this looks nice. This actually looks really nice. I'd love a salmon dial watch. Yeah. So the last one was that's the movement. The last one was the Heritage Empire Green, which is a nice looking watch. Yeah, it's another of the more wearable.
It's more wearable for sure.
More wearable.
Heritage Collection.
What to say? Heritage Collection.
I'm just seeing if I can get some dimensions for you here.
Holman's saying he likes the black PVD version of the Sherpa, I think.
Yeah, very cool. More looking than what's on screen.
I was saying that Harbin 2 watches are amazing. Yeah, I love the Harbin 2s.
They are amazing, and they're a really good price point as well.
Yeah. Hello, Mike. Thank you very much. Yeah. Hey, you have a special watch. Thank you. So that's it, guys. I think all I have to say really is about the banner at the bottom. We have a winner of our competition, Shaquille Khan. You've won yourself a watch. Kindly donated by one of our viewers. If you just get in touch with us, Explorer 2, that's TOO, it's on the banner at the bottom. at yahoo.com with your address. I'll post it out to you, and you got yourself a new watch in the collection. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, again, I'll just drop the link to Seeky the Watch Guy's channel. If you haven't checked him out, please do. It's a great channel, great daily live streams. Yeah, really cool live streams. Let's get him up. Let's get him up. He's only got a couple of hundred subscribers now. Let's get him. Let's grow his channel a bit more, guys. Oh, thanks, Kevin S. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, my friend. On the Braggy. Okay, that's it. Yeah, happy Father's Day. Absolutely. Happy Father's Day to tomorrow for all the fathers out there who are watching. And all our fathers, don't forget to give your dads a call or go and visit them. I'll be doing that with my dad, I think. Yeah. So that's it, guys. It's been great to have Abdul. Great to see JCB, and really great. Thank you, Ben, for your insight into the International Festival of Time at Waterford in Ireland. Would you highly recommend it to people to go?
Yeah, 100%. It's only going to go from strength to strength. As I say, there was probably a couple of minor issues with the lighting. Probably wasn't wonderful. The venue was probably a little bit too small. I can see them moving to a bigger. Look, they're going to take those lessons on board, and it'll change. They need to if they're going to continue to attract the level of watchmakers who are coming to us. Yeah, maybe we'll move from Waterford. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, maybe move from Waterford. Do you think you could move to Dublin, or would that be too expensive? Is it cheaper in Waterford?
Yeah, I can probably see it moving to Dublin. Look, like Dublin, like in Ireland, I don't know if our viewers are familiar with this, but like Ireland is a country of 5 million people, of which 2 million live in Dublin.
Right.
So
okay. Yeah.
There's economies of scale there that just don't exist in what is, predominantly outside a couple of other cities, Cork, etc., a very rural and green. I was in Portugal for 3 weeks, and for a couple of weeks, and when you come home, you realize how green and sparsely populated Ireland is relative to other countries, aside from Dublin, where a third of our population live there. So in terms of doing anything, I guess that's the one that makes sense. But
absolutely.
I don't know what they're going to decide. Ultimately, it's a biannual show. 100%. If you can get over here for it, it's well worth it. I foresee the next shows being bigger and better. And it was an incredible 2 days, I have to say. An absolutely incredible 2 days. I apologize, Tom, that I'm not great on the detail and specs of these watches.
It's fine. No worries.
More of a vibes man, how the thing makes you feel, how it looks on your wrist. Just to talk to these guys was incredible.
Pickle. You mentioned, am I going to Dubai Watch Week? Yes, I'm going to Dubai Watch Week. And no, I'm not going to London Watch Week. No, I can't make it there. It's days out of my week. I've got to go to work, and I can't take days off work. And Dubai's a plan, and it's already booked. So really looking forward to Dubai Watch Week, but London Watch Week, it was a bit too soon that I found out about that. So no, couldn't make it. Okay, guys. Thanks to everyone. Thanks, fellas. Thanks, Junior. Thanks, Arthur. And yeah, happy Father's Day weekend, everyone. So take care from us all, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.